The International Experts Meeting on TVET Digitalization Work 4.0, Consequences for Learning and Working in the Informal Sector, was held from January 16th to 17th, 2019 in Magdeburg. The Federal Ministry for Academic Cooperation and Development, short BMZ, initiated a discourse on challenges of the informal sector and potentials of new digital solutions to create gainful employment opportunities. TVET experts from institutions working in the field of international development cooperation for TVET were attending the meeting. Ina von Francius from the BMZ mentioned that there are major challenges in the new employment sectors in partner countries. She stressed that the needs within the informal sector have to be addressed in a better way and opportunities of digitalization should be harnessed. The 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development seeks to benefit all people and commits to leave no one behind. Unfortunately, the uncertainty regarding gainful employment opportunities for target groups from the informal economies increases steadily. Challenges as well as potentials of harnessing digital solutions to improve employment and income in the frame of international development cooperation needs to be investigated. The International Experts Meeting on TVET Digitalization Work 4.0 was prepared by the Unit Competence Development in TVET of the GIZ's Academy for International Cooperation and the GIZ Sector Program TVET. The main population in many countries is employed in the informal economy, which is faced with specific conditions and challenges. Because of the globalization, digitalization and technological transformation, business processes and economies are changing, and therefore the need for professional skill development increases.
People often believe the informal economy is unorganized, and it's not. There are lots of rules and regulations and informal institutions in the informal economy that we need to understand before we actually intervene, because with interventions we can also do harm. Skills development is an important tool to be able to help people improve their working conditions, help support decent work in the informal economy, and help transitions towards the formal economy.
Therefore, a better access to skill development and technical vocational education training, short TVET, is necessary. To improve that, one needs to know how to reach individuals from the informal sector to teach them valuable knowledge. In contrast to the formal ones, the target groups of TVET are very diverse and non-homogeneous. Additionally, they aren't concentrated in one place, so one needs to consider all aspects before trying to approach them.
Depending on the context, you need to work out a strategy, I will say innovative strategy, to reach out them. Say suppose in the informal economy, one is the household worker, those who are working inside their family and doing that. They come, they attend, but they live in the slum area together. So here, when as you want to reach out to them, instead of reaching out individually, you can go to the slums and try to reach out them as collectively.
One can also try to approach target groups through the communities or trade unions from the developing countries. In addition to that, it's still important to grant them access to TVET. To define implications for learning and working in and for the informal economy, the experts have multifaceted key messages and recommendations for development partners.
I think training opportunities is very important. If you are not trained, if you are not skilled, so some mechanism need to be worked out by the providers to provide skills for non-formal, informal economy. One of the process they used to do called modular skill development program. It is not long program, it should be short program.
Many countries already use this strategy to approach and include target groups. Established training programs not only teach them specific skills and valuable knowledge for their professions, but also assist them in finding their way into the labor market.
The entry into the labor market is not always easy. So countries and also in our programs, we started to invest much more in career guidance, matching students then with firms, this kind of additional support.
That would be one of the main priorities on which the society has to focus on in the future. Digitalization can be one major solution in this context, as there are already a lot of digital programs and applications for building one's career.
If we look at the supply side of labor, like people coming out of the education system, a lot of the services that I just mentioned can be supported digitally, like career guidance and getting information on different professions. And then also like labor market information systems, like which profiles will be needed in which sectors, these data-based kind of information systems.
Platforms to match employers with possible employees can also be very helpful for the informal economies. Furthermore, digitalization not only opens up opportunities for the labor market, but also assists in skill development.
Digitalization can clearly help make learning more accessible. It can help support services, e-governance, also the management and governance of TVET systems. It can make career guidance and orientation more available, attract people into jobs that have a potential.
In summary, there are a lot of open questions to which there are no definite answers. One has to consider a lot of factors and analyze each target group individually to identify the suitable way of inclusion into the labor market. Additionally, the changing requirements and demands of tomorrow's world of work have to be studied in order to find the right way of teaching, so that TVET can be most effective. Possible approaches to these challenges can be found in the digitalization, but in order to decrease the uncertainty regarding gainful employment opportunities for target groups from the informal economies, a lot of work still needs to be done. As a starting point, recommendations for corresponding development cooperation intervention strategies and shaping of TVET initiatives have been elaborated and will be published by the BMZ.